God was going to bring the future, but he had to arrange the set. He had to order the things, the area, the environment where the future was going to dwell.
Have border posts, and they have boundaries, they have guidelines, they have a wall built around about their relationship. That is what order does. Order creates boundaries around your relationship. And order you put into place brings you into a place where you have boundaries. God set Adam and put him in the garden. Just have a word. Father, thank you. Thank you for the opening of your heavens on our behalf. Because the heaven of heavens belong to you. The earth you have given to us. Lord, we declare glory and honor to your name, even on the earth. And we say, let it be so in heaven. Even as we enter into your word, let it be said. It is the entrance of your word that gives light and understanding to everyone who is hearing, who will hear, Lord, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Open your heavens on our behalf. Inspire us rightly. Let this session be the best that we've ever had. Glory and praise is due to you. In Jesus' precious name we have prayed.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good afternoon, wherever you are. If it's evening, good evening. We want to say it's an opportunity to be here at a time like this, to get into the second part of this thing that we started. May we even say this categorically, and that is this. My name is Isaac.
My name is Ethel Abi.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
It's a bright day. It's a beautiful day. We trust that the beauty of the Lord will be established over everyone's life here, even as you are hearing us, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Blessed be the name of the Lord forevermore.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Honor and majesty is due to him.
Hallelujah.
Glory and praise is due to his name.
Amen.
Let's even look again back to the word of God. Songs of Solomon. That was where we took our text from last week. We said Songs of Solomon, chapter number 2. The old King James said, take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines, for our vines have tender grapes. Interesting. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Blessed be God forevermore.
Hallelujah.
Let us take the little foxes. They are not, let us take the foxes. That's how he put it.
Yes, sir.
The little foxes. They are not looking for, they are not the bigger foxes, but the little foxes.
Yes, sir.
Yet, these foxes are capable of doing terrible things.
Yes, sir.
That's why we are here today. We want to remove those foxes. If it's possible, we want to destroy those foxes and give us a reason to say, let not those foxes be mentioned around you once more. And we took our text from that passage of the scriptures in Songs of Solomon chapter 2, verse number 15.
Yes, sir.
Blessed be God.
Hallelujah.
May I say this as we begin this morning, and that is, every fox is on assignment. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Every fox is on assignment. There is no fox you see that is not on assignment. Even natural foxes. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
A fox is never satisfied until he goes to do something.
Yeah.
So every time you see a fox, it's either hungry, he's looking for something. Yet, the fox is sent after a thing. May we say this: every fox sent after you is sent to do a work. Is sent after an assignment. And if a fox is sent after an assignment, you are the one who will either deny the fox or you will not permit the fox to have opportunities around you.
Yes.
May we say this again. Don't forget, every fox is sent on assignment.
Yes, sir.
So a fox sent to you is sent to disrupt.
Yes, sir.
A fox sent to you is sent to prevent. A fox sent to you is sent to take what belongs to you. A fox does not come to take what is not valuable.
Yes, sir.
Are you seeing it?
Yes.
A fox is never sent to take something that is not valuable. They go after the things that are very, very valuable. How valuable are your grapes?
Yes, sir.
Went further that day, that was last week now, to say that our grapes are our relationships.
Yes, sir.
How precious and how valuable is your relationship to you, to the point where a fox comes after the grapes and you don't know what to do to the fox. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
A fox comes after your grape and you just keep quiet and you just allow the grape to do whatever they feel like doing. Then we even say this. We went a little bit further to analyze one or two things and to look at things that people in relationship don't talk about. We said those are the things that the foxes like to take advantage of. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
Let's take a little bit, let's progress a little bit from there. You want to say something?
Yeah.
I work for an organization,
Yes, sir.
and along the line, money began to come in. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Money began to come in. Things got better.
Yes, sir.
And you never took time to ask me, where am I getting this money from?
Yes, sir.
How is this money coming in? And in actual sense, I actually steal the money from my employers. Do you know we have such situation?
Yes.
But for God's sake, we just have to be real. Because these are things people don't talk about.
Yes, sir.
You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Your husband is stealing from his employers. You understand me?
Yes,
and you never had the opportunity to talk about it.
Yes, sir.
Imagine such a situation. Question then is, should you talk about it or not?
Okay. You know the power.
Why the Bible says we should speak the truth one to another in love.
Okay.
All right.
Assuming, like the case you illustrated now, the wife knows that the husband is stealing
He's
from
stealing,
the employer.
yes.
Or the husband knows that the wife is stealing from the employer, and they refuse to talk about it.
Yes.
And it begins to affect their interpersonal relationship, because the woman will be feeling, if I talk to him, he might not take kindly to it. Especially if the man's character or his disposition is tended towards anger.
Okay.
And I don't owe anybody any explanation, it's my life. So when that happens, what happens is that that material time that the man is stealing or the woman is stealing from the employer or taking from somebody for that matter, because they are not talking about it, they internalize
The things happening.
And what happens to either of them or both of them at the same time is that they begin to suspect themselves of either cheating or maybe lying, because if you can steal from your employer and it's noticeable to your spouse and you're not talking about it, it means that you have somewhere where you spend. It means that it's possible that you're cheating, and that way you see people, losing the tenderness or the pleasure that they are supposed to derive from relating with one another. You see, there are little things. Why we call them little foxes, or why the Bible calls them little foxes, is that although they look like they are nothing, they have power to drain. And they are not draining it, in chunks and in bulk. They are taking it from you gradually to the point that before you realize something is going out, it's already finished.
Can you imagine a situation where an intelligent person is so drained of inspiration to the point where everything you say, he can't even hear you. The only thing he hears is anything that has to do with money. Did you know people get there?
Yes,
How did he get there? He's been stealing. All this while he's been stealing money that does not belong to him. So what happened? He's so full of the money that any other thing you have to say is just looking at you. Woman, is it not money you will need to spend? I have the money. So any other thing can follow. He's not listening to any other thing. But before he got to the stage of not listening, he was already stealing from the organization that he works for.
Yeah.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
okay.
the thing blocked him and
Somebody
prevented
said
him.
that network is bad, Signoria.
Yeah.
Network is bad on our side. It is also very bad here.
It is.
We're even trying to use the other modem, the smaller modem, and it's still bad. I don't know what is happening in our area.
Whatever the network is trying to do, we are recording live also.
Yeah.
And after now, we will put this on
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
What we will put on YouTube is a full recording. Whichever way it is, we can't lose the essence of what we are talking about.
Yes.
Can we even take one more step away from whatever we are saying, or step further into whatever we are talking about? Have you ever seen a situation where, have you met a guy before who lies and he exaggerates? Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
A man who, remember we used to have a friend like that. Every time we went around the guy, he was always, if he doesn't lie, he will exaggerate.
Yes, sir.
I'm not talking about a small friend, a friend in the ministry.
Yes, sir.
You understand me? But he must, he likes to improve himself. He likes his image, adding to himself unnecessarily by so doing, exaggerating and lying. And I told you one day, I said, look, I'm not comfortable around this guy.
You know, the wife,
anointed guy.
It was the wife that made me know.
Yes.
Actually, you had a point.
Yes.
Because, each time he said something, the wife will call his first name. Lagbaja.
Why are you?
No, she will never say why.
She will just mention the guy's name.
Okay. She will say, why are you? And as that continued, I'm like, why is this woman
always
making this comment anytime? I remember the day I told her.
Like, my name is Isaac.
Yes.
Once I start lying, my wife will call me Isaac. You don't call it the normal way.
Yeah.
You call it in a way that to check me. That's why there you go again. Liar. You know what I mean? A liar. You understand me?
Yes.
A liar. Then imagine what happens in the bedroom.
Okay.
Because if in the heights of 2 or 3, in the heights of 2 or 3 if you could go as far as, if the woman could go as far as mentioning it, you understand me? Not quite mentioning the fact that you have just lied again. But she was like, Isaac, you know what I mean? Yes. Isaac, there you go again, liar, because you have just lied now. And we picked it, and we told ourselves, Lord Almighty, what on earth is this? Do you understand me? So this was even here in South Africa.
Yes, sir.
There was what again we have like that in Nigeria. Man of God, of lies. What are you looking for? Why are you trying to add to yourself? Yet, you will not give your spouse the opportunity for your spouse to say, but you lied there now.
Okay.
You understand it? Because here we're not talking about the issue, we're talking about taking that issue.
Okay.
Who will take the issue between you and your wife?
Where are we going with this? Little foxes that spoil the vine. You are the one exaggerating. You are the one promoting yourself as what you are not.
What you are not.
And you think it's just something that is nothing. I just have to sell myself. But it has an effect on your relationship. Because while you're trying to promote yourself, your spouse is seeing you as lying. While you're trying to, give an impression of what you are not, your spouse is looking at it as if you're deceitful. So how do you think that will affect your relationship on the long run? Now, your spouse might not be complaining now. She or he might not be saying anything about that thing now.
She wants to maintain the relationship.
But on the long run, we know that relationship is like material clothes. You're washing it. If you don't take care of it, it begins to tear, wear and tear. When the wear and tear of relationships come to play on a relationship, you see, these foxes are the things that make relationships to give way. Because they have eaten the strength of the relationship, they keep taking away the fabric. You prostrate, you project yourself more than you are, you steal from your employer, you are not even respectful, you're rude. And your spouse is not talking about it, you're not even talking about it, but is doing something. That means that things that we do in relationships, they are significantly relevant. If not now, in the future. So when we talk, or when Solomon said, take us the little foxes, it means that when I see a fox at work in my husband's life, which I know will have another effect on my own life, I should not just keep quiet about it. We're going to talk, like I said, we're going to share how we tackle some of the foxes that attack our vine.
You're making me laugh.
Yes.
You made me laugh because as you were talking,
Yes.
I remember again we separated ways with that particular couple.
Yeah.
6 or 7 years down the line, we met with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
When we met with him, under 10 minutes that we met with him, he has projected himself again to say one thing that he's not able to do, that he doesn't even know anything about.
Yes.
You know this thing about wanting to satisfy you, wanting to make you feel comfortable, yet you cannot do it. Are you seeing the thing?
Yes,
Wanting to satisfy you, wanting to make you feel good, yet the basic truth is you cannot. You understand me? Something you know you are not able to do. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Something you know you are not able to do, you go ahead and project yourself as if you are capable of doing it. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Can we even look at something else, or you have something with you?
No, please
that
go
you
ahead.
want? All right. Have you ever thought about a situation where people keep secrets and they are not talking about it? You understand me?
Yeah.
Because of the way things are.
Check this.
You know, some things we blame on history.
Yes, sir.
Some other things we blame on culture.
Yeah.
Some other things we blame on the circumstances of our relationship.
Yes, sir.
To the point where I go ahead and I will keep secret away from you. What do I mean by keeping secret? Imagine me, you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Imagine me going to take an insurance policy and you are not aware of it. You understand me?
I hear you.
These things are things that people do, and you understand me? Even when the other spouse knows about it, the other spouse does not even know how to bring it out or talk about it.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I mean? That kind, yeah, I know that by virtue of our relationship may even be a blended kind of marriage.
Yes, sir.
You understand me? Where I had children before I came into this marriage. But at the same time, does that mean we should keep secrets from each other?
The issue of secrets in a relationship is more dangerous than cancer.
Yeah.
Because I know that once you start lying, you will have to cover it with secrets. And once those secrets are discovered, your lies are unveiled, you lose worth. You know, lies have a way of reducing our value,
Our self-worth.
our self-worth in the eyes of others. And when we continue to project lies and hide it with secrets, all you pray against is that don't let those secrets be discovered, because there is nothing that could be hid.
That will not be
The
discovered.
day it is discovered,
Under honesty
a
and
lot
truth.
goes down with it. You see, like I said before, I don't know why this broadcast is doing this, but please, for this to be happening, we know that it's very important.
This is
for us
important.
to continue with
We
what
will
we're
do it.
talking
We're
about.
going ahead. Go
So,
ahead.
guys, when it concerns lies and secrets in a relationship, the way we handle it matters. Okay, assuming now a couple have already lied to themselves, and one of them has discovered as we speak and is causing trouble. You see, isolate the lies, isolate the secret,
From
and
the person.
appraise what you have, your relationship. If it's important, your grape is important to you. Now, hold your relationship first and then address the lie. Now, when somebody has lied to a spouse who has discovered, the effort to try to correct it is more than the effort you would have made if you told the truth in the first place. Because lies are very destructive. I
Yes.
remember the time we ministered in one couples fellowship
Yeah.
here in South Africa, and there were about 50 couples, about 100 of them,
Yeah.
who were old. None of them was less than 30 years. I mean, like, none of them
Just
was less than
15
15
years
years in
in
marriage. They were all elderly couples.
Yes.
And the Lord said to speak on secrets.
Secrets.
At the end of the day, you saw the kind of thing that happened. Every one of them was crying as they were looking at each other, because they had lied to one another, and all you could hear was, "Forgive me.
Forgive
I
me.
have sinned against you. Forgive me. I have had contracts, insurance policies. I didn't let you know. Forgive me. I have children elsewhere. Forgive me." I know the pain and the agony of those things, they are very deep, and that is why they drain
How can
relationships.
I have another bank account
Yes.
that you are not aware of?
God forbid.
Are you getting what I'm saying? How can I be building a house?
My spouse doesn't know.
Because we are from different places. And then I go to my hometown and I'm building a house, and you are not aware of that house. Do you know people get to that level of going ahead to do major capital things without letting their spouse know about it? Is insurance we are talking about. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yet the beneficiaries of those insurances might be people whom the wife does not know anything about. Are you getting me? Because sometimes you keep those things away from your spouse because of an agenda that you have. Are you seeing?
Yeah.
So nobody keeps secrets without an agenda.
Can I even ask you?
Yes.
Do you know that it takes too much energy to keep secret?
Exactly.
Because once you start keeping secret, if you are at the verge of being discovered, you have to manufacture a lie. And no lie comes alone.
The gate of secrets is a lie.
So when you tell one lie, you have to use another lie to cover the lie, which will look for another lie.
And after some time, you've forgotten the first lie you lied.
Then you lie,
and you bring another one.
Then they will pick you. If it's a diligent spouse you have, they'll say, "But you said
this
the other time."
Yes.
So how come that now what you're saying is different from that? Then you see the person eating their tongue.
Then after that time, if they are intelligent people, there's nothing else you say that matters at all. That means anything.
No.
Remember the couple we just spoke about?
Yeah.
That couple, right now, if the couple comes to our front and we can laugh, but immediately it comes to serious issues, what do? You don't take them seriously. Because you know there is nothing you put in this guy's hand that he will take seriously. He will make promises, but he can never fulfill them. You understand? All this out of lies. Then you know that all the while the guy wanted to project himself. The guy wanted to build a false image about himself. But the question I ask is, why can't the other spouse that knew about this thing talk to the one that is doing it? You understand? This is where my concern is.
Yes, sir.
Because if the other spouse could call that guy's name,
Yes, sir.
question is, why are you
doing?
Why are you keeping quiet about it?
Okay.
Because we are talking about what people are not talking about now.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we should go to another one.
Okay. Anyways.
These ones are even expressive.
Yeah.
The dangerous ones I have here.
Yeah.
Incorrect assumptions.
Wow.
When you come into a relationship, do you understand me? I saw you, I liked you, we eventually strike a balance and we got married. At the back of my mind, like I said, agenda. At the back of my mind, I know that you're from a very rich home. Your parents are millionaires. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
And I am this guy who came from nowhere. And along the line, I need to make life better. Yet, your orientation and the reason for which you married me was not because you wanted to make anything. You just loved me.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. But I keep looking at it as if, talk to your parents so that they can give us money, so that they can make things happen for us. You understand me? Which was not inside the picture at the first instance. Are you getting what I'm saying? These are things, these are developments.
Okay. Now, assuming that is the man's agenda.
Yes.
What stops him from discussing that with his wife instead of projecting? You know, there's a difference between discussion and projection. Now, if I discuss with you and say, you know, I'm from a very poor background, and you know that I count it a privilege to be married to you, and I think
his ego will be bruised.
Oh my God.
His pride will be affected. What makes him a man would have been affected. How can I tell you that kind of a thing? Are you seeing? That's why they don't discuss it.
And now they are not.
Even if she tries to bring it up, he kills it. Meanwhile, that is what is happening.
But now that he's not discussing it, the wife is not an idiot.
She's not. She's seen it.
You know, in a relationship, there's this assumption that people have that their spouses are not. They are not intelligent, or they are not human beings. You know, there's a way you live with somebody over time. You begin to think the person is dull.
This one
they
doesn't know what he's doing.
The person, you know, it's just my wife or it's just my husband, and then they don't think. They have no. They don't reason. So you just do things anyhow. And now you're not talking about your own motives that brought you to the relationship, but your wife or your spouse is able to discern that this is what is happening. And she wants to talk about it to keep it down. You know what happens? The thing begins to eat her. from inside. And it affects her dispositions to you. And that is why people will say, I don't understand. My wife used to laugh a lot. She's no longer laughing.
All of a sudden, she stopped laughing.
A lot of things are
She's
in the inside.
internalizing so many
husband
things.
used to be outgoing before. Why is he not outgoing anymore? Because some things are not okay anymore. Some things are eating up that energy, that joy, that tenderness, that thing that was there before. Something is eating it up. And
we're talking about incorrect assumptions.
Yeah.
You got married to me. I'm a minister of God. Do you understand me? The assumption was that I'm a very holy man. I'm a man who loves God. You understand me?
Yes.
You married me based on what I presented. Only for you to discover along the line that this guy is a homo. He's a homosexual. Are you getting what I'm saying? How do you understand what I mean? It's an assumption.
It's a shocking thing.
shocking.
It's a shocking thing that the world is becoming what it is these days. But I think there's no harm in discussing the things we discover.
Yes.
Because already we have entered into a journey. A couple have entered a journey. People in relationships have entered a journey.
Yes.
If you're attempting to make a journey, it means you're going somewhere. And that journey must have a destination. So if you have not arrived at where you're going, and there are some emerging things in that journey, we should discuss it. Should we change our transport means, the mode of transport? Should we rest a little, or do we settle here a little before we go? You must make adjustments. The same way in marriage. Now, I discovered that something is not like I assumed it was going to be. I thought I was married to this man, and suddenly I discovered that something else is happening. Some women discover these days that their husbands have boyfriends. Some men discover that they are, you know what I mean by boyfriends. And some men are discovering that their wives have girlfriends. And it's eating them up. And they can't talk about it because talking about it will destroy the marriage. Talk about it. Your marriage may not be destroyed. You might find a way. I am not supportive of any of this.
Did you remember that movie?
Yeah.
That they call it Green Leaf, I think.
Yeah.
About Greenleaf.
Yeah.
Remember those young couple?
Yeah.
They've just given birth to their first child.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the guy just deviated and they began to have
other feelings
for men. And the lady couldn't take it. You understand me?
Yeah.
Now, you would have thought that the lady should, you understand me, draw down and say, look, let me give you time. Let's see how we work around this until you are able to sort yourself out. Because eventually the guy left and having done a journey, he came back again to say the whole thing was a lie. He wants to really be a father. Now the lady is finding it difficult to accept him back. You understand why?
She had taken steps. Immediately that happened, she was heartbroken. She also took steps.
She told herself, no, this is not working and this is the end of the road. And she took steps.
You know why? Because she found it in a wrong manner. She found him with another guy. And she was like, and what is this?
Yes.
So secrets are not supposed to be discovered. They are supposed to be told. Spouses ought not to keep secrets. Because if you don't keep secrets of the way your inside looks, your person is, to somebody who you get married to, there should be no reason to keep secrets about your life, your lifestyle, anytime, anything. So, and that secret, I say always that secret is a fox. Secret has a way of taking strength, because the energy you're supposed to devote to one another, to love and to appreciate and cherish one another, you're using it to cover. You're using it to protect. You're using it to hide things. So the energy is okay. You might be a man might be feeling like, this is my wife. I have kept so and so secret from her. Let me even make her enjoy me for 1 or 2 days. And in trying to do that, he releases one thing. The woman picks it. The whole arrangement is
what on earth is this?
Yeah. So secrets are foxes. If you want to keep secret, know that it just doesn't stop there. It keeps multiplying. You look for one thing or the other to hide it, and those things are called lies. You use lies to protect secrets. Amen.
Amen. I said amen because the next thing we want to talk about is not funny. We want to look at hygiene. The hygiene of the two people in a relationship. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
God help us at this time.
Amen.
Because people don't talk about this, and they relate from there, they react from there, they pull away from there. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
When you met me, my mouth was not smelling. We're talking about hygiene now.
Oh, personal hygiene.
Personal hygiene, please.
Yes,
when you met me, my mouth was not smelling. You understand me? All of a sudden, something developed along the line, and I began to have odor in my mouth. Do you understand me? Now, you would have expected that. How open are we to each other? Can't you freely tell me, hey, I need to buy you mouthwash, a strong one at that. Oh, you are using mouthwash, but the one you are using is not good enough. Can we not get a better one? Oh, what kind of paste are you using now? Are you using what? Or maybe you should go to the dentist. You understand me? Do you know that somebody might choose not to talk about it? You understand me? Every time I'm bringing my mouth, then you push aside. And you're wondering, what happened?
And they are not talking about it.
And they are not talking about it.
Wow.
And they are not talking about it. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
I'm a man. I was taught to bath anyhow, or nobody even taught me how to bath. And in the process of time, the back of my ear, you understand me, comes out with foul odor. Nobody will tell me outside
Except
there.
your spouse.
Except your spouse.
That's right, sir.
What if my spouse knows about it and she's like, I don't want trouble.
Oh,
You understand? You know that thing
you.
of, I just don't want trouble.
I hear you, sir.
The question is it in the boardroom that they will tell you? Or is it outside there that they will tell you? Nobody will tell you.
But what if your person is that kind of person that even if they tell you,
Yes.
you will refuse to talk about it because you know. You know, some of the things that people fight in relationships when their spouses tell them are things that they know, are things that have conquered them. Let me say, for instance, somebody that knows that they have body odor.
Body.
You understand? You know that from when you were young,
Right.
there are people used to laugh at you that when you wear a shirt, you can wear it 2 times, or when you wear a top, you
Right.
can wear it twice because it smells. And instead of working
Work on
towards dealing with that thing, it's simple. You can do it. Change your soap, use air freshener, I mean, what they call it, body spray, and use, what do they call them? Roll-on, and you antiperspirants and stuff like that. Instead of doing those things, you don't know how to do them, and you just become arrogant, you become angry about it. Now, anybody that talks about body odor becomes your enemy. I remember some people that were very close to me at a time. What I used to do was, I will never tell you have body odor, neither will I tell you you're smelling, and I won't buy you perfume. I got a secret from my mom. My mom told me, she said, every human being has natural odor.
Yeah.
So to avoid your own odor being offensive to another person, you use roll-ons and antiperspirants and body spray, and if possible, buy perfumes, good perfumes. Some perfumes are terrible. They're like, you shouldn't even go near. So, and when my mother told me that, I asked her, I said, do I have body smell? So she said, no, I'm just trying to tell you because you're a woman and you should know that. So I used to use that as a tool to help people that are around me who have body odors. Because you know, if you buy somebody perfume, they'll ask you, am I smelling? And if you tell them, okay, take this body spray, they will think, okay, you're highlighting my problem. So I will just make a story. You know that every human being has a smell. What antiperspirant do you use? Wow, no, I discovered one that is good.
It's better.
You understand? So because
maybe you should try this.
Yeah, you don't want the person to become small in their own eyes. You don't want to reduce them for who they are because of that thing. So, but what if the wife now says, you know, my mother said to me, everybody has a smell. Are you now saying I'm smelling? What's wrong with you? That's how anything I do.
Have you ever counseled 2 people before?
I have. That's what
And this was a subject.
I'm talking from that.
A very serious subject that they had to talk about.
I'm talking from that.
You understand me? You would have expected that, okay, handle it maturely.
Yes, sir.
Talk to your spouse about it. And you know, it's not something you can walk away from.
No.
But you now develop an attitude from there. Not even an attitude, you become repulsive.
Yeah.
You understand me? And you begin to repel your spouse because of that. But instead of talking to your spouse about it.
No, if it's the man that has a body odor, you see, that is where understanding of what relationship, marital relationship, is very important to people that are getting married. You see, you're in a marriage not just to enjoy, you're in a marriage to solve a problem.
Yes.
Now, your marriage, your spouse might have these problems that we're
Loads
talking
of
about.
them.
Yeah, the mouth smells and so what. The armpit smells. He doesn't know how to keep his shoes from smelling.
Or even his breath.
Oh, okay. Now you're there to help him, because he needs help.
Help.
And if he's not talking about it, and you don't know the way about it, you can seek counsel from God. You can seek counsel from others who have experience.
He might not even be talking about it. What if he doesn't even give you the chance to talk about it?
No. I said even if he's not going to talk about it,
Yes.
that does not mean that you will not solve the problem. And like remember, we're talking about issues that spouses don't talk about. Apart from both of us, we can tell ourselves, well, what did you eat yesterday night? Your mouth is
do something now.
Okay, give me the mouth. Okay, you do something about it. You grow in relationship to the point where you should be able to tell one another, look, hey, what happened? I mean, what happened to that shoe? I've never seen your shoe smell. What is happening to this one? And then you check it out, Now, if you have not reached that stage, you should be able to ask somebody, your spouse will not agree to talk about it. How do I handle this matter with my spouse? First thing to do, take a step. If it is, he doesn't use roll-on or he doesn't scrub well, make sure you back together. Hey, honey, I have just done the house, what do you call it? I have run the foam bath. Can we go to the bathroom? I want to scrub your back for you. And then you can start from there. From there, after today, you know what? I bought this for you. And then you also use it. You use your own, he uses his own. And then he likes the smell. He likes the feeling. After that cool, nice bubble bath and refreshment. The next day, you won't tell him to use roll-on. He uses it. And you will also enjoy it. He wants to come to bed and you feel that sometimes some things ooze out from under
the backside.
Encourage him to have evening baths by yourself.
Okay,
because
so
you first of all go and bath.
Okay.
You understand? Because you're not talking about it because hygiene factors are the most delicate things.
They have very delicate,
especially
need to be talked
later
about.
In life. As we grow older, some people become so careless about a lot of things. A lot of things begin to emerge.
Yes.
You should be able to discuss it. Hey, I noticed something about this and this. We talk about it. We do. Please, we are not telling you to do what is not doable. We have done this and it's worked for us. It's still working for us. We talk about it.
Do you know that over the years, there are things that emerge? Emerge in the sense that you didn't ask for certain kind of peculiar thing, and you begin to find them, discuss them, for God's sake, talk about them.
Yes, sir.
We've said all this. Let's graduate to another area.
Irresponsibility.
Before you get to irresponsibility, please permit me.
Yes, sir.
The two of you are lying down on the same bed, covered nicely. You understand me? In a very beautiful environment, everything. Have you ever perceived an odor that is heavier than the perfume around? It is not the hair freshener.
Somebody had just given us something.
Somebody came out freely from within.
No, that's.
And when the person came out freely from within, the question is, how free is that freedom? Did the freedom amount to bondage? Immediately you perceive the smell. You know that can repel you.
Yes, sir.
What on earth is this?
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Please don't keep quiet about it. Just talk. No, I'm not saying shout about it. Talk. Honey, did you do something here?
Yeah.
Play.
Those are things you play about.
Those ones you
get
play.
used to it because more will happen.
Yeah.
If the two of you are traveling inside plane, you understand me? And there's no way to do certain. What you understand what I mean? You just have to talk about this thing. You just have to talk about it. Up to toilet. Talk about it. Have a way of managing those things so that you don't repel each other. You are my wife. I thought you should be peace. Why is this happening like this? What are you talking about? They are real and they are natural. And that's the way it is. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that we will not have an overrated image of things that are not there. And then we begin to build lies in our relationship, telling ourselves we don't have natural things that are real to us. The essence of this is be real to one another.
Now, that reality keeps your vibes.
Yes.
It keeps your tender grapes. That being real
Keeps the tender grape growing.
one another. Keeps the tender grapes succulent, nice, and enjoyable.
Exactly.
Okay, let's take another look at something that spouses don't discuss that drain their relationship. It is called irresponsibility. Before we talk about it in the understanding of ourselves in a relationship, irresponsibility for me is something that shouldn't be named with a human being. Irresponsibility is eating poison and wishing that somebody else dies in your state. Irresponsibility is exactly what Adam demonstrated in the Garden of Eden when he refused to defend his wife in the garden. God asked him, where are you? He isolated himself and he accused the woman. Many people in relationship are very irresponsible. Now, irresponsibility is not something people discuss. I can't tell my husband, why are you irresponsible? No. But irresponsibility, when it shows itself, is supposed to be discussed.
Irresponsibility attaches itself to things.
Okay.
The irresponsibility itself cannot be seen.
Yes,
but what does it do?
It goes
to attach itself to things.
Okay. For instance, what is irresponsibility? Adam, God gave you the Garden of Eden to keep.
Yeah.
Just like the man is the head of the family.
Yeah.
And somebody entered into the garden and you were not aware of that person. And your wife gave you something that God said you should not eat and you ate it. And then when you ate it with your two eyes koro open, God asks you, what have you done? He says the woman. That is called irresponsibility. Blaming somebody for what you should give account of. Oh God, actually I am sorry. I saw my wife eating this thing, and when she gave me, I ate it. I have failed you. Instead of saying the woman you gave to be with me, she gave me. Immediately Adam became irresponsible. Eve also became very highly irresponsible. Eve, what have you done? The serpent gave to me. Instead of saying, Lord, I remember Adam telling me that we should not eat this food because you had said, the day we eat this food, we die. I'm sorry I took it from this serpent and I gave to my husband. She also absorbed herself of the responsibility.
We are looking at the two people now.
Yes.
We're looking at Adam, we're looking at Eve.
Yes.
But actually, there are things expressing themselves or expressing itself through the two of them.
Yes, sir.
Immediately they took that thing, sin entered.
Yes, sir.
Sin dictated to them from the point of their thoughts.
Yes, sir.
Sin took over their thinking.
Yes, sir.
To the point where, why did you do this? What came out? The response was nothing but the dictate of sin.
Which is irresponsibility. Now, even shifting that blame to sin is first of all irresponsibility. You know why? I am in control of my life. This is our house, okay? Now, it will be irresponsible of me to allow my neighbor to come and throw trash into my kitchen. And then I look and somebody comes and say, why is your kitchen like this? I say, my neighbor came and threw this thing. Can you imagine it's because of my neighbor? Come on, that is not justifiable.
Yeah.
There is no reason on earth to justify that. Now, irresponsibility in a relationship, the wife most of the time sees it first. Because when a man begins to point, is it not my family that is responsible for this thing? Your family is oppressing your wife. Your family is making life difficult for your wife. And you cannot defend your wife. And when it causes trouble, you will go and tell maybe your pastor, it's my family that is making my marriage miserable. What have you done to address the issue of your family?
Can I help you?
Yes, sir.
An irresponsible person has right. Irresponsibility is a demonstration of right that is negative. You understand me? Yeah, it was the woman you gave to me. To him, in his eyes. Did you not hear what they say about the ways of
There's a way man that seems right to a man.
The way of a man is right in his own eyes. You understand me? So in Adam's eye, what he saw was, hey, it was the woman you gave to me. So he had a right. And that right was so right to him that in his own eyes he didn't see anything wrong with that.
You know why?
Are you seeing it's a way that appeared to...
I didn't ask you, God, to give me a woman.
What I'm trying to say is that irresponsibility actually is a way.
Wow. Come on.
Are you seeing what I'm saying? Irresponsibility is a way. He won't come telling you, I want to show you a way. No. He comes to give you a thought. The thought opens you to a way. And that way, if you look at it very carefully, it doesn't show that you are responsible.
It justifies
you for what you have done, which is wrong.
Meanwhile,
which in your own eye, you think is right.
And meanwhile, you're wrong.
Yes.
So that means that irresponsibility is a justification.
It's a justification.
And it shows face.
It has a right.
It shows face when something has gone wrong. Okay. How does it drain the tenderness of your relationship? Your mother came to the house and complained that your wife, she doesn't like the way your wife cooks. You kept quiet. Meanwhile, you eat your food every time, and you thank your wife, and you know that she's cooked, she's tried.
I hope she's giving you food well.
Now,
she's even feeding you well.
You didn't address it with your mother. And your mother takes that righteousness that you didn't say anything and comes over to your wife and tells your wife, but why is it that you don't know how to cook? Didn't your mother train you well?
Sure.
And your wife says, Haba, Mama, please respect yourself. Don't talk to me like this. I also came from a mother. And the mother starts shouting, look at her, bad brought up, lack of etiquette. See the way she's talking to me. And you talk to your wife. And you begin to talk to your wife.
Comes to report your wife to you. And you didn't say anything.
And you go to your wife.
Why did you talk to my mother like that?
You know what you've done? She might never talk about it. A little fox has entered. Because the woman understands responsibility. And immediately
she knows you don't know what you are doing.
Immediately you say that, you know what she has done? She keeps quiet. He doesn't even know how to defend. He can't even take responsibility for the fact that when the mother spoke to him, he didn't defend. So now, I am now okay, she keeps it quiet. And from that perspective, from that place of that pain, she begins to relate. She begins to withdraw some things from you. She begins to withdraw. And after that, you tell yourself, why is my wife so withdrawn from me? And you don't remember that his responsibility
has come in.
I am not saying it's right, my sister, to keep those things down. I am saying the fact that he didn't defend you before the mother, talk about it. Yes. You notice that every point of the way we keep saying talk about these things, because if you don't talk about it, it's going to decay you.
It is one thing to talk about it.
Yes.
It's another thing for the man to accept. I was actually irresponsible.
Okay.
You understand me?
I hear you, sir.
A real man will say, I'm sorry, but you are right, you know. I didn't think of it that way. Actually, look at what I had in mind when that thing happens. Yes. Which means the man is ready to remove what he had in his mind and take something new, so that he will learn responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Because responsibility is something you learn.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't just come like ripe cherries. He has never had opportunity to, he was never married twice.
Yes, sir.
So he has never seen a situation where his wife is like this, and then the mother on the other side, this is how I must treat the two of them. Now here the two of them are clashing. And what am I supposed to do? Are you seeing the thing? So not knowing that, he might have, yes, it is even permitted, make the first mistake, but learn from that first mistake. Bring in responsibility to say, no, I have a responsibility to my wife, to defend her, knowing that she's vulnerable as far as this relationship is concerned, especially when it happens to be with my in-laws, or with my mother,
or even my friends.
My mother will want to play a higher this thing, especially those of us that are from a collective background. Our mothers like to come and they want to show that this is my son's house. But you say, no, it is our house. Our house in the sense that this is my marriage house. And you can't just come and stamp everybody on their feet to do whatever you like. No. That way, you have created, when responsibility comes in, you create respect for the woman. And you give her room from where to operate, so that things don't go wrong.
And where those things are not put in place,
there will always be problems.
There will always be challenges.
There will always be problems.
Foxes will always come in. The fox that entered will always continue to eat your grape up.
What if you have to stay with that old woman for 6 months? God have mercy. From the very first day, because she will try you on different points to find out whether you guys even know what you are doing at all. She will try. If she doesn't come with anything, she will come with money issues. There's a need for something is missing in the house, or some things are finished and they need to be replenished. Instead of her to go to the woman of the house, she will come directly to you. Hey, I hope you know this thing has finished. So when are we going to get it back? Oh, give me money. Let me go to the store and get it. Are you seeing it? How you handle such will determine whether or not you are responsible.
Yes,
You understand what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
Imagine a situation. You remember that story? How a woman, a young lady, and a young man married each other.
Yes, sir.
And they allowed the mother of the husband to come to their home. And in no time, because the older woman wanted to establish herself over this young woman, knowing that she's a corporate lady, she earns well, everything is going on well, and she's well to do. And she didn't have any way of putting that woman down. What did she do? She created a trouble one day, and she ended up slapping the young lady. And the young lady came to the husband to say, your mother slapped me. Being an older woman, I wasn't supposed to have responded. But look at what happened. Instead of the guy to look at the thing decisively and take a proper decision, what did he do? He took sides with the mother. And the lady said, since you've taken sides with your mother, off and gone. The day you become responsible, you come and look for me. You understand? It took him time until we met. And we told the guy, why would you do such a thing? Your mother is different from your wife. This is your home. And if it so happened that your mom cannot cope with the rules that you have set in your home, you can as well tell her, Mama, please take some money, you can go now. Go to my other brothers, go to other people, praise God for you. But this is my home, I have a home to build, and I have a marriage to keep. That is responsibility.
That is the responsibility of a man.
Especially when they are talking.
That's the responsibility of a man that knows that what he has is tender. A man that appreciates their relationship as tender. Oh, my brother, Felix Inze, we really appreciate you. You've been there for some time.
Thanks.
Samuel, promise, we thank you. Brother Taiwo.
Yeah.
Mr. Lowe, we are proud to have you. God bless you. Anyways,
A long time.
we're still talking about
Oh, you're back from the US. I knew it was away. All right.
we're still talking about the tender grips that we have. If you see your relationship as very tender, if you see your relationship as important, you will safeguard it. I think one of the mistakes Adam made was there was no boundary, and that boundarylessness of a relationship is another gate through which foxes enter. So when a relationship the wife sees the man as irresponsible, he doesn't take responsibility for his action. Anything that goes south, he looks for somebody to blame. Simply put, irresponsibility is blaming others.
Playing the
where you're
game.
supposed to where you're supposed to agree to something having gone wrong from your own either oversight, mistake. We're human beings. Everybody should be quick to say, I made a mistake, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In relationship, one of the things that keep foxes away is, I made a mistake. That's responsibility.
Yeah.
Responsibility.
I didn't know it to be like that.
Yeah, I am sorry.
Oh, it's my first time I'm seeing something like this.
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
But I did it, I'm sorry.
But the woman can see the innocence
Yes.
in you.
Yes.
And she can know whether or not you are telling the truth or not.
Of course.
I've never faced something like this before. I'm sorry for the way I reacted. Maybe I ought not to have reacted like that. But nevertheless, what am I even supposed to do? You are learning, you are open to learn now.
Yeah.
And that is responsibility.
Okay, you see,
Yes.
remember what I said? I said, when a woman sees irresponsibility, she cashes it. Eve saw Adam renege on his responsibility. The woman gave me. She killed already.
killed
She
immediately. Yes.
And she
And
also
what God
blamed
asked, she placed the same
the
thing.
serpent.
The
Gave
serpent
me
gave
and I
it to me.
ate. So
I
a
gave
man
it to my
should be
husband.
able to take responsibility. Once you see a man who takes responsibility in their relationship,
Yes.
once you see the man take responsibility, the woman will also take responsibility. And you see the children understand responsibility. And responsibility is key in relationship.
Talking about responsibility, you've taken me, you are dragging me to one other thing that has to do with how two people in a relationship smoothing issues
Yes, sir.
under the carpet.
Those issues don't
Smoothing
keep
issues
quiet.
under the carpet.
Yes, sir.
I want to show that I'm responsible.
Yes, sir.
But instead of taking responsibility, what do?
Put it
I
under
put
the
it under
carpet.
the carpet.
And then do
I lay it
no
down,
face.
make it look like it's not there.
Yeah.
Oh, make it look like, don't worry, we will talk about it sometimes. Don't worry. I'm either shifting it, you understand me? Something I'm supposed to confront.
Yes, sir.
I am either shifting it or I am putting it under the carpet. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, what you think you have kept under the carpet is growing there.
Oh my God.
The day it will come back to you, it's not going to come back in the same face.
Yes, sir.
Are you seeing it?
Perfectly.
And people don't talk about it because rather, oh, let's not talk about this. No, let's just have some good time. No good time until you have talked about it, because the good time you are going to have is inside what you have taken time to talk about.
Yes, sir.
It's still a fox.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
The fox knew that, come, if I bring this thing to you, he knows you are not going to confront it.
Yes, sir.
He knows you are not going to take care of it. Rather, you smoothen it and put it under the carpet.
Yes, sir.
Guys, the time has come. Face that thing headlong. Deal with it. You understand me? Talk about it.
Okay.
Especially.
Okay. You see, like you were saying, Pastor, you see the things you put under the carpet, they are like seed you plant in it.
Yeah.
And they don't stay like that. They begin to grow. And one thing that happens to something that has the ability to grow is that it has seed. It will produce fruit. And the fruit will not always look like the seed. It has some things that you might not be able to identify.
Okay.
So it's important for couples not to put things under the carpet. When you put them under the carpet, they eat you, they drain. I mean, as they are growing, they are taking from you. Remember, they are taking space in your heart. They are taking space in your relationship. They are taking space in your thinking. They are taking space in your productivity in life. So I've seen the most unproductive people I've seen in the workforce are people that have problems with home, in their home, because they carry the thing that is eating them from home. They get to the office.
The workforce.
Sometimes you see misdirected aggression thrown by somebody who is supposed to be in a position of responsibility, and he will just lose it, and everybody will be wondering what happened, because something is growing under the carpet. He doesn't even see. Remember, he's a fox. Foxes are so fast and subtle that you would think, okay, I know what my problem is. Immediately you want to take a grip on it, it slips off you. That's why, like Solomon says, take us. It's something that one person can catch. We are still going to talk about that. But nevertheless, once you have seen there's a problem, I don't take responsibility for my action. Blame nobody, blame yourself. Start from yourself. Start from that point in time to begin to take yourself away from those foxes. Amen. Now, another thing is when lovemaking turns to sex, and when sex altogether finishes. You see, I tried to find the word sex in the Bible. I didn't find it.
There's nothing like that.
I googled it. I didn't find sex in the Bible. I tried to check if there's any translation that has lovemaking as sex, and I didn't find it. And one secret thing about lovemaking is that as it is love making, you make love.
You make it.
When you see foxes have taken the grape, it's not when to stay far from yourselves. I don't even know how I'm feeling towards my staff. It's time to create or make love, to make love available. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. You see, but there is a subtlety about the foxes that when they drain your relationship, now you'll be finding it difficult to make love with one another. We get, yeah, fox.
Before you even think of making love, finding time with each other. Are you seeing it?
Yes, sir.
Finding time with each other. Do you know that as we are here like this on a normal Saturday, you'll be looking at, okay, they're supposed to be playing football. My team is Arsenal.
Yes, sir.
Your team is Man U. Man U is going to be playing at 4 p.m. And Arsenal is playing at 1. And I know in no time now Arsenal is going to start playing. Yet there's something very, very important that we're supposed to discuss.
Yes, sir.
Not only discuss, we need to spend time with each other.
Yes, sir.
Do you know that the time that a man is supposed to spend with his wife, Arsenal can take it from him? I'm serious.
And it's a fox.
Man U can take it.
So football has become a fox.
It has become a fox. The question is, can you leave that thing for your spouse?
Wow.
Because they don't talk about this, and it's eating the woman up. Every woman suffers this, unless a woman who comes to one reality that whatever is interested in, let me also be interested in it. But the reality is, you have to spend quality time together.
You see, the woman
and other things may want to eat into that quality time. Are you saying it?
Yes, sir. Because once you're not spending time, you might not really have time. Like I think some people talk about the women as kettle. That when you plug the electric kettle, it takes time for the woman to boil. And while the man is just like the instant coffee, or you can just drink and all and that. Now, if you know that, and you have to make time to prepare yourselves. Okay. When the woman is getting carried away, you know, I think that's why some, I think the Europeans, the white people are smarter than us. Do you see a man go to the kitchen, play with his wife, cuddle, you know, he's preparing for 5 hours from that time.
The man washes dishes.
No, in Africa,
I'm talking about the man takes time because part of the things that can delay their timing of many things is dishes.
Yes, sir.
You understand me? So let me assist you in washing the dishes.
No.
Now, as an African man, you have just committed adultery. You have just committed a great sin.
May your mother
you are not a real man.
Washing plate.
You are washing plate for your wife.
Whoa.
Whoa. You understand me? You will have to redefine what you are talking about. Because if your mother finds you like that, she can go somewhere and she will start crying.
She has done.
I thought I married. I thought I had a son. I didn't know. Look at this girl.
Is a woman
then
now.
they will look at the girl. What did you do to my son? And in the bid to say, I just want quality time with my wife. Let me reduce the responsibilities in the kitchen. In fact, let me even do the cooking for her. The man carries apron and wears apron. The mother says,
what have you done to my son?
You have become a woman. Didn't I say it? Wow. I know she's a witch. The story changes from that point. You see it?
I see.
Here, what we are talking about is sex. We have not even entered into the sex thing. We're just talking about the timing, the particular timing, the radius of a time that you need within which to space out things and do a lot, especially those of us who are couples and we live in the cities. You are working from Monday to Saturday. The only other day you have for yourself is on a Sunday. Sunday, part of Sunday, church has to take it.
Yes, sir.
Now, Sunday afternoon, we must have one thing or the other, one engagement or the other. Does that still mean you shouldn't have time for yourselves?
Yes, sir.
Because it's very easy for time to eat up on quality time with one another.
Okay.
Please.
And you know that couples, some couples don't talk about, can we have time?
Yeah.
And you know, I see something recently. The guy circulating the fact that when a woman says, honey, can we talk? They said their heart just goes pee. What is she
What is going on now again?
Now, what does she want?
Let's talk. Only let's talk.
That's let's talk. The man has built a massive wall of Jericho that needs God to shout on Jerusalem, Israel, to bring down the wall. You know, the man now prepares.
He has projected himself.
Have you seen that man? That one man says he ducks and dives. Anytime the wife says, honey, can we talk? For 5 days, he will be working on strategies on how to duck and dive. But meanwhile,
he walks into the house, she's already sleeping. He's leaving the house, she's yet to wake up.
You know why? He is
next 5 days.
So that she will forget, can we talk? Meanwhile, talk is what sustains marriages.
Especially the woman.
My love. Marriage was created with God said. God said. This world was created with sex.
Relationship without sex.
Now, the woman's let's talk. Instead of being constructive and saying there's a way forward. After all, it has been weighted and watered down by Satan and by those same foxes that will either tell you she talks too much. What accusation is she going to bring? You see responsibility now. What is she going to accuse me of now? And you know.
You don't even heard about what the problem is. What now? You've never heard what now?
Yeah. That what now is a shutdown.
We talk. What now?
That woman is already shut down.
What now?
And that's the end of it. If it's somebody like me, I'll just keep quiet. That's it. Okay now. The way you're ready.
Like this, when you are ready
and you will never be ready to talk.
No, they are never ready.
Okay.
Especially those of them that have scandals. You understand what I mean? A man knows what he does outside.
Yes, sir.
And you say, let us talk. Trouble has come. Even without anything. Trouble, okay, I've been meaning to tell you. It's nothing. Just because you want to talk. Okay, before you say anything, I know I've done bad. What did you do?
Wow. But that is not talking. Guys, what we are saying, I don't know how to say this is like talking about the eye of a needle.
They've told us to
It's,
talk.
it's like talking about
They've told us to talk, but they are not telling us about what we are not talking about.
yeah.
And we don't address the things we don't talk about.
And these things we don't talk
And
about.
they are there with us.
In fact, they are growing.
It's up
They
there.
are growing.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I was still talking about love, making love,
Yeah.
and sex.
Sorry, please. Yes.
You know. Now,
I deviated you.
if no, it's fine. It's a very good detour.
Yeah.
Okay? If we look at couples, listen. The truth is, and from our little experience,
Yeah.
when you get married newly, yeah, you are excited about lovemaking. You're wow, you know, everybody
All over the
thinks,
place.
oh, wow, getting married and doing all that. Then after some time, it reduces in rate and intensity.
Yeah.
And we should be able to know that. Remember what we are talking about?
Yes,
Very
it does not mean
eye of the needle things. Now, it does not mean that
when the intensity reduces, it does
does
not mean that your love
for one another
has
has
reduced.
And if
Okay.
you feel your love for one another has reduced, make
What-
love
Yes.
and
Work on
create.
it.
They gave us the tool to make love available. Now, but unfortunately, I don't know how we returned to what is called sex. The world has sex. We make love. But now, after some time, do you know that couples forget that they have stopped making love
Can I make you?
and they start to talk about sex? We are
And
not
meanwhile-
having sex.
And meanwhile, the world that has sex are never satisfied.
How can they be satisfied?
Are
Because
you
it was
seeing
not
it?
intended
It was
to be
not
so.
intended
To be so.
so.
Yeah.
Because there is never satisfaction in sex.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting me?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you are looking for, you can't find it in sex.
Yes, sir.
You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Did not even the Bible said, "Oh, rejoice with the wife of your
Of your
youth."
youth.
Did he say until you have sex with her
No,
before
sir.
you find
No, sir.
satisfaction?
No, sir.
He said, what did he say? He said, "Let her breast satisfy
Satisfy
you." That is a different thing.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting me? So the satisfaction a man is looking for, you need knowledge to be able to know
derive it.
and derive it
From your relationship.
from your
But what
relationship.
if foxes have taken that satisfaction by misinterpreting
Interpreting the
and
things.
misplacing the things that you ought to know in your mind? Like I said,
Okay?
you see, a man,
Yeah.
let me say this, please permit me, that from age 18 to age 35, biologically a man is vibrantly active
Yeah.
sexually.
Yeah.
And is within that stage that a man gets married.
Yeah.
And now he falls in love with a woman. Please get me, narrow of the
Yes,
eye
sir.
of the narrow. Now, he loved his wife, he gets carried away, he can't have enough of her. They are there I remember one guy that got married, every lunchtime, he runs home.
You're also.
Immediately after breakfast, coffee break time, 10 o'clock, he goes home.
We just look at
He
each other, we
couldn't
laugh.
have enough
Say,
of
"Don't
his
worry,
wife.
just
You
leave
just
it.
fizzle down.
Just leave it."
Anyway, so
Right in
with
front of
time,
God, we will see how far you go.
when they get to 35, going to 40, that libido, that thing begins to reduce.
Reduce.
You know, many people, many men don't know that that reduction